Courtois returns to training after missing the Huddersfield game with a back injury and is in contention for the game against Newcastle. Chelsea basically need a miracle to still make top 4, but should still go all out in Newcastle simply because anything but to win doesn't even give us the tiny chance we have. Watch the whole video to find out about all of that, Antonio Conte's press conference, the new Chelsea kit for next season, and my lineup to face the Magpies on Sunday. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea from a preview of the Newcastle versus Chelsea game, with the kickoff being on Sunday at 3 PM UK time at St James's Park in Newcastle. And it will be a difficult game, and we all know that it probably doesn't matter what happens in the game, but we still have to win just to give us that tiny chance, in my opinion. You know, we just have to. Before getting into the preview, please let me ask you to subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already, and also click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads. And also, let's see whether we can hit 500 likes on this video. I would massively appreciate it, so make sure you drop a like down below. But now getting into the preview and speaking about our opposition, Newcastle. So Newcastle currently sit in 10th on 41 points from 37 games, way off Leicester who are ahead of them in 9th, but level on points with all of the teams from 11th to 13th. 1 point ahead of 14th and 2 points ahead of West Ham in 15th. So it's very tight down there. From those 37 games, Newcastle have won 11, drawn 8 and lost 18 games, scoring 36 goals, which is a lot less than all the teams around them actually, but only conceding 47, which is also less than all the teams around them. And that just shows what Rafa Benitez has done to them. They are a defensively very solid team, which does harm their attacking threat a fair bit, to be honest. And also Kennedy, who's on loan at Newcastle from Chelsea of course, can't play against us. And while I haven't watched that many of Newcastle's games, from what I know, he's been very instrumental to their good form until a few weeks back. Just the fact that the top goal scorer is Ayoze Perez with 6 goals, and also the player with the most assists for them with 5, says a lot about their attack. Recently their form has been poor though. Ever since getting 4 wins on the bounce and beating Arsenal 2-1 at home and securing safety in the league with that win, they've lost all their 4 games since. 1-0 to Everton, 1-0 to West Brom, 2-1 to Watford and 1-0 at Spurs in midweek. We've actually already played Newcastle twice this season, once in the league and once in the FA Cup, winning the league fixture 3-1 and the cup tie 3-0, both times at Stamford Bridge. On both occasions, Newcastle played with a 5 at the back system, whereas they usually actually go for a 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-1-1. So we'll have to wait and see what he does. But looking at what Benitez has done against us in the past this season and against other big teams, it's very likely they'll go 5 at the back again, but we'll have to wait and see. Chelsea have always struggled to beat Newcastle away from home, especially under Mourinho. We didn't win there once, like not once. And even with their form being poor recently, it's of course also their last game of the season. They want to get a good result for their supporters. As much as they're, of course happy that, they managed to secure safety in the league, they still want to win their last game. And it will be a very difficult game, I can guarantee you that. That's really it about Newcastle. Now getting into Antonio Conte's pre-match press conference. Conte did confirm that Courtois today returned to training after missing the game against Huddersfield with a back problem and is therefore in contention for the game on Sunday. Otherwise, Conte said that there basically is no team news, as it's always the same. So David Luiz and Ampadu are out, everyone else should be fit. And in all honesty, the rest of the press conference was a bit of a farce. Journalists asking questions they know full well Conte isn't going to answer, or questions that have been asked multiple times before. Things like, what would he prefer to achieve? Win the FA Cup or still get top 4? Or has this season made him not like English football anymore? All these just dumb and pointless questions. What was a lot more interesting is what Conte said in his post-match press conference after the Huddersfield game, when he was asked, what do you need to do better next season? And first Conte said the standard thing that we have to finish the season and, we have one more game in the league and then the FA Cup final to play. After saying that, he said, and I quote, "Then there is the club. For sure they will do their best to improve the situation." And he didn't say we. He said the club and they will do their best. Not that we didn't already basically know that he's leaving in the summer, but that statement was almost a confirmation for that for me. Anyway, I might be wrong, but it sounded a lot like a confirmation that he's leaving in the summer. As there wasn't too much to talk about in the press conference, let's quickly mention some other news, because Chelsea today has launched a new kit for next season that we'll also wear in the game on Sunday against Newcastle. You can see a picture of it here if you haven't seen it yet. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't hate it anywhere near as much as some other people do, as I've seen on Twitter and heard of some people, but I'm not a fan. I love this season's kit. I love the simplicity of it. A lot of people I know didn't like it, but I absolutely loved it. This one though, meh. I'm a bit meh about it, to be honest. Leave me your thoughts on it though. What do you think about the new kit? I don't know. It's not huge important. It's not really to do with the game, but it's news and the press conference was a bit boring and pointless. So, just leave me your thoughts on the new kit down below. But now coming to Chelsea. And the situation is this. After only drawing with Huddersfield, our chances of getting top 4 are a lot slimmer. Spurs are out of reach, but in theory we could still overtake Liverpool as they are 2 points ahead of us. But the goal difference is far superior to ours, so it wouldn't be enough if we win and they get a draw against Brighton. We'd still be 5th. We have to win and hope for Liverpool to lose against Brighton at Anfield. And I said it before, Liverpool losing to Brighton at Anfield, I'm really struggling to see that happening, even if Brighton did beat Man United last week, even though that was also in Brighton rather than, away from home. So therefore, because everything but a win wouldn't even give us that tiny chance that we have, we just have to go all out, in my opinion. Newcastle against every top side, in all honesty, against most sides actually, not even just the top sides, sit deep and mostly want to make sure they don't concede and then, try and score one on the other end. So stop playing 3 at the back or 5 at the back, which it kind of is in all honesty. Start with the 4-2-4 formation. I'd rather we played with a 4-3-3, but Conte, when using 4 at the back this season, has only used 4-4, so let's start with it. I'm 99% sure that he won't, but in my opinion, we really should. And in a 4-2-4, I'd go with this lineup. Courtois in goal if he's fit to play, Azpilicueta at right back, Emerson Palmieri at left back, even though we all know Alonso will play, and I don't mind Alonso, but especially when we're attacking, I feel like it's important that the wing back or the full back in this scenario, if it's a 4 at the back formation, is capable of beating his man, and I don't think Alonso is, because he's just not quick enough over the first 5 or 10 yards, and I think Emerson is. That's why I would prefer him to start. Then the 2 centre-backs of Rudiger and Christensen. In a back 3, I'd actually play Cahill over Christensen at the moment, but in a back 4, just 2 centre-backs, I'm not sure I really trust Cahill, even though I'm not sure I trust Christensen either, because basically whenever he's playing at the moment, he's making crucial mistakes that cost us goals. So I'm not sure, but I'd probably go for Christensen. In midfield, I'd go for Kante and Fabregas, or actually even start Barkley. Why not? Have someone to shoot from distance. Give us the different option that we don't usually have, because either we don't shoot or we don't shoot very well. So give us someone that can shoot. So I'd actually go with Kante and Barkley in midfield. And then basically the front 4 of Hazard and Willian on the wings, and Olivier Giroud and Alvaro Morata up front. None of this playing Hazard as the second striker. Sod that. Push the fullbacks forward, which then allows Hazard to drift into the middle anyway. And I also believe that Morata and Giroud together work quite well. A lot better than Morata by himself, that's for sure. So to run you through it again, what I would go for in a 4-2-4 formation: Thibaut Courtois in goal, Azpilicueta and Emerson as the 2 fullbacks, Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger as the 2 centre-backs, N'Golo Kante and Ross Barkley midfield, Eden Hazard and Willian as the 2 wingers, and then the 2 actual strikers playing as the 2 strikers, Morata and Giroud. But let's be honest, Conte will probably pick a 3-4-3 of Courtois, Azpilicueta, Cahill, Rudiger, Moses, Alonso, Kante, Fabregas, and then Hazard, Willian and Giroud up front. Maybe he'll even go for a 3-5-2, but I don't think he will. But yeah, like I said, I think we should go all out, play 4 at the back, play 4-2-4, just go for it. There's no point in doing anything else, because if we lose, what's the point? There's no point. There's no point changing the formation once we go goal down. Just start with it as if we are a goal down and try and score as many as we can and just win the game, because everything else is useless. But yeah, I don't think Liverpool will lose, and I think they will finish 5th. But let's still end the season with a win at a place we usually struggle a lot. Make the long trip to Newcastle at least somewhat worth it for the travelling supporters. But yeah, that's really it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts ahead of the game? Just let me know down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Like I said in the beginning, let's try to hit 500 likes on the video. I would massively appreciate that. And also don't forget to check out my social media, which just last 15 to 7 on both Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, I'd massively appreciate it if you could follow me over there. And also do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. Just click the button down there basically to subscribe. And also don't forget to click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all the uploads, because if you don't do that, you will only know about half the videos we actually upload. And if you want to see the content, that's both frustrating for you and for us. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. Let's get the win in the final league game of the season. And I'll see you next time.